Hello, everybody. Welcome to All Things Life with T. I am Tsepiso Warangwechana. Okay, applications for the 2023 academic year have opened for some universities, and we saw it fit for us to bring you a list of the universities that are now open or have now opened their applications for 2023 so that you can start applying now. And then as you wait for others that are still going to open, because obviously people have different preferences on which universities they want to go to next year, right? But as I always advise you students or advise anybody that wants to go and study at any institution of higher learning, I advise that you keep an eye on every university that you want to apply for, their website, so that whenever their applications are open, you're able to do it like the first week or the second week or after the applications have been opened. Because procrastination is a serious thief of time, hey? And before you know it, the applications have closed and you haven't applied. So I also advise students or anybody aspiring to study at any institution of higher learning to make sure that they apply to at least 7 universities. I know it sounds like it's a lot, but you know what? When reality kicks in, that's where you realize that it's actually it wasn't actually a lot of universities that you had to apply for. So please make sure that you apply for at least 7 universities and the different qualifications that you want to study. You can have 4 options of qualifications that you want to study in different universities. The reason being, you may find that one university doesn't have this particular qualification that you want to study, but the other one has, right? And then if this one doesn't have this qualification from the 4 that you have, you can at least choose 2 because they usually give you a minimum of 2 options and a maximum of 3 options. If it's a special university, obviously it will give you like 4 options to write down to your application form, and they will have to choose the one that really you qualify for, looking at your final exam, or rather your matric end of year results, right? Yes. So the universities that have opened, the first one is Rhodes University. Students are advised to apply until the 30th of November 2022, and make sure that please don't wait for the 30th of November. I don't know how to overemphasize this, but don't wait for the 30th of November. Just make sure that since it's open now, make sure that you go to their website and start applying for that qualification that you want to study, right? The second one is Tshwane University of Technology. That is TUT. TUT has opened its applications for everybody who wants to study at TUT next year to start applying. And then we have the third one as the University of the Witwatersrand, aka Wits University. Its applications are currently open and will close on the 30th. Okay, let me rephrase this. Applications that are currently open, which will close on the 30th of June 2022, are from the Faculty of Health Sciences, Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Audiology, Bachelor of Speech Language Pathology, and BA Film and TV, right? The ones that I just mentioned are closing on the 30th of June 2022. So please make sure that now that it's open, you go to their website and start applying, right? And then all applications for the rest of the programs that I did not mention will close on the 30th of September 2022. But I'm giving you the closing date so that you don't wait for that closing date. You make sure that you do it before the closing date, right? The 4th university that is open is University of Limpopo or Limpopo. They have an MBCHB program, aka medicine, that is set out to close on the 29th of July 2022. So the rest of the applications will close on the 30th of September 2022. Please make sure that if you want to study medicine or MBCHB at the University of Limpopo, you apply before the 29th of July. Don't apply on the 29th of July because the internet will disappoint you, darling. So you don't want that, and you don't want any disappointments. So make sure that you apply to the University of Limpopo MBCHB before the 29th of July 2022, and then the rest before the 30th of September. Okay, moving right along, I'm going to give you a list of universities that have opened their applications for 2023 academic year at the first week of April. That is University of Free State, University of Pretoria, Nelson Mandela University, University of Johannesburg, Durban Institute of Technology, University of KwaZulu-Natal, Mangosuthu University of Technology, University of Zululand, Northwest University, Stellenbosch University, Solplaki University, and the University of Cape Town. Just make sure that you go to their website and check the different closing dates for different qualifications that you want to apply for, right? Fine. Then the next list of universities will have their specific opening dates, which I will mention, and make sure that you also keep an eye on their website, ladies and gentlemen, please, because whenever there's any changes, if for example they're saying they're going to open in July, and then any changes occur, they are obviously going to upload or update whatever changes on their website, right? So it's always advisable for you to go to their websites and check if there's any changes. If there's no changes, then you can wait for the date that we're giving you today. So the University of Fort Hare or Fort Hare, depending on where you come from, and there's no master of pronunciation. Anyways, yeah, the University of the Fort Hare is going to open on the 1st of June. Walter Sisulu University is opening its applications in May. And then Central University of Technology is going to open its applications around June or July. University of South Africa, which is UNISA, is going to open its applications around August, September. And then Vaal University of Technology is opening its applications around June. Sefako Makgato University Health University, Sefako Makgato Health Sciences University is opening its applications on the 25th of April. Ladies and gentlemen, please just keep an eye on this website because they usually have their health science based qualifications closing earlier than September, earlier than August, right? So please make sure you understand that I said some, not if not all. Yes, make sure that you keep an eye on their website and then make sure that you apply as soon as it opens, right? Cape Peninsula University of Technology will open around April and May, and then University of Venda will open around July. University of the Western Cape will open around the 14th of May, and then the University of Mpumalanga will open around the 1st of June. So those are the list of universities that we have dates for, like upcoming dates, application dates, and the other ones that we mentioned are already opened up. The first ones we started with, they're already opened. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, don't wait for the last minute. Procrastination is a thief of time. As soon as you see a university's application open for 2023 academic year, make sure you go to that website and then start applying for your for the qualification that you want to study next year, right? Don't wait until it's too late. It's very important. It's very important. Anyways, yes, the other reason why I said you must apply for at least 7 universities, right? If you happen to not get admitted for the 2 options that you've put down, or the 3 options that you've put down, or whatever options that you've put down, if you don't qualify to get entry into those qualifications, the good thing about applying this year for next year is the fact that you would have a student number from that particular university, right? And if you have a student number from a particular university, you'll be able then to maneuver your way into a qualification that is close to the one that you want to study, and you can then study that particular one and decide in the process as to whether you want to finish it and then go to the other one that you wanted to study initially, or after that, or during the year of that particular new qualification that you had taken, you make sure that you apply to the one that you wanted to study. Let's bring it closer to home. If you applied for option A, B, C, right? And when the results for matric final results come out and they say you don't qualify, that university or any university you applied for says you don't qualify for qualification A, B, C, right? If you have applied to that particular university, you have a student number. That's the good thing. With that student number, you go and then check which qualification is closer to A, B, or C, which were your choices, right? And then you can now go to that faculty or that department of the qualification that is closer to your option A, B, or C, and say, please, can I get admitted or space in this qualification? If they have space, then they will be able to assist you because you have a student number. But if you don't have a student number, there's nothing they're going to do for you. You'll just have to be on their waiting list. And with waiting lists, guys, it's not always guaranteed that you'll get space. This is how waiting lists work. If you are on a waiting list of any university, like I said, it's not always guaranteed. It might happen, but it happens once in a million years, right? But yeah, like once in a while, not like that's a hyperbole when I say million years. But yeah, it doesn't always happen that anybody pulls out of a qualification that they've gotten admitted into. So when somebody pulls out of let's say, for example, they applied for nursing and then they got admitted, and then the nursing department says we have the number of students we need for 2023, then the rest will put them on the waiting list. If you're on the waiting list and somebody pulls out, and on that particular waiting list you're number 1, then yes, you'll get into the program because somebody else pulled out. I get that's one scenario that or that's one case of the issue of waiting list. I don't want you to be struggling for entry into university just because you're saying, or be waiting at home saying I am on the waiting list. Do not bank on that. Just make sure that you apply for enough universities so that if you don't qualify for whatever you applied for, you can then check the qualification that is close to whatever that you had applied for, and then register for that one. Then during the year, you can apply for your particular or specific qualification of interest, and then if they take you or accept you in that particular qualification of your interest, then you'll be their new student in that particular department. But if they don't take you, you have to complete that one and make sure that you go for your, the first one that you aspire to do when you were still in matric, right? And that is it from us, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you go and apply. And, I cannot overemphasize this, but I'm trying because I know the importance of it. Just try to apply for 7 universities. Yes, thank you.